Hi, welcome to Cyprus. This is Aphrodite Hills Golf Resort. My name is Chris Ryan, and in this video we're helping subscriber Andrew Pentis with his driving, hopefully going to get him to hit that ball much further and hopefully much straighter as well. So I was coming out to Cyprus to create some content. I asked you guys to send me some videos of your golf swing. Andrew did just that. He sent me a swing of his driver. We're going to take a look at that now and give him some ideas on how he can improve that element of his game. So let's have a look at his golf swing. So it's a down the line view, and if we look at the backswing, it's not too bad. However, if we stop at the top, we're going to see that the lead wrist, that's his left hand, the glove hand, has a slightly cupped wrist, and that means that the club face is going to be slightly open. Now, if we move the golf swing down towards impact, you're going to see that again at this point here, we still have that club face excessively open. Now, that's going to mean one of two things. It's going to mean this ball is going to go way right of target, or it's going to mean Andrew's going to try and make some attempt to square the face from here to impact. And we see probably a little bit of both. We're probably going to see this ball finish right of target, but we also see Andrew make a real attempt in the last sort of quarter of his golf swing to try and square the club face. What that does though, it means that it costs him a good pivot, and it means it's going to cost him consistency. So what would we like Andrew to do? Well, really, for me, it's all about this club face for Andrew. If we can get him to control that club face better and position it through the golf swing a little bit better, it's going to enable him to do a lot more things that he would like to do through impact, like rotate a little bit harder into the golf ball, clear his body out the way, and those things are going to help him generate a little bit more speed in the club head, but not at the expense of costing him direction. So we're going to talk about his lead hand and his lead wrist and how that can influence the club face. I have got, as you can probably see there, I've got a T-peg which I've just popped into the back of my glove, so it sits in there quite nicely, and that's basically going to represent where the back of my hand points. And we're going to look at this in Andrew's swing at two different points. We're going to look at where that T-peg points at the top of his golf swing, and also when he gets down to last parallel. And we're going to call this drill T-peg to sky, T-peg to ground, and that's really going to help him control the face. Let's go through why that's the case first of all. If I take my lead hand on the golf club, and I'm just going to put the club out here so that the club face is sort of horizontal to the ground. Now you'll notice that the T-peg, as it moves, is basically representing the club face. If I were to point the T-peg over towards the camera ahead of me, the club face points over that way. If I turn the T-peg to point back at me, again, the club face points back at me. So this T-peg is very much representing the club face. However, if we talk to Andrew about pointing the club face to the sky or the ground, that may not be that easy for him to understand. Back of the hand, a little bit easier to work with. So if we can focus on what the hand is doing, that's going to directly relate to what the club face is doing. So we're going to get Andrew to channel his inner Dustin Johnson, because I want him at the top of his golf swing to try and feel like the T-peg points more towards the sky. You can see how when I do that, it changes the angle of the club face. Really important. Once he's done that and he feels like the T-peg is pointing up towards the sky, when he gets to last parallel, he's going to feel that the club face points down towards the ground. Now, this little demonstration here is probably a little bit excessive. You can see how the club face probably points too much down towards the ground, but this would be the feeling that we want to give Andrew. Through my experience and through most coaches, we understand that you have to over-exaggerate the feeling. We know we want that club face to be around about here, but for Andrew to get it there, he's going to have to probably try and get it a little bit more feeling like it's down towards the ground, as he is to feel like he's got to get that T-peg up towards the sky. Now, of the two, which is more important? This one, last parallel to the ground. We would like that T-peg down towards the ground. There are a number of golfers out there, Henrik Stenson, Justin Rose would be good examples, where the wrist at the top is a little bit cupped, but they still achieve this last parallel position. However, for the majority of golfers that I see, the average golfer, it's going to be much easier if we can put that wrist and that club face into a position that we'd like it at the top, so that we can just work it on holding it there as we come down, as opposed to having to try and fix it in the downswing, which has generally got a little bit more speed. So, Andrew, I would like you to do this little drill, T-peg in the back of the glove. Let's make some backswings, feel like the T-peg points towards the sky, T-peg down towards the ground, and then from there you can just rotate through, and I'm sure you'll hit some straighter and some longer drives doing that. Let's give it a go. I'm going to channel my inner Dustin Johnson, as I said. This is the second hole at Aphrodite Hill, so driver needed. And let's go ahead and see if we can hit this second fairway. Just up the left, and that's absolutely perfect. So focus there was on the tee peg, making sure it was good at the top, making sure it was good at last parallel. Getting the club face under control is definitely going to help you do a lot of other things in your golf swing very, very well. A lot of the things we see golfers struggling with at impact are a result of the club face being out of position in the downswing, and those faults that they see at impact are just them attempting to fix that open face to make that ball go straight. So focusing on the lead hand, that's going to control the club face. Club face under control is going to give you straighter drives and definitely longer drives as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Aphrodite Hills for hosting me for a few days. Thanks to Golf Breaks, they made it all happen. So very much appreciative there. All the usual stuff is down below the video. That's the like button, the comments box, and there's also a link down there to subscribe to my channel. If you're not a subscriber, I'd urge you to do so. It's absolutely free, and there's more videos just like this one coming every single week. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.